Guys, and welcome back to another portion of my declutter series for 2021. Today we're focusing on primers, so both face primers and eye primers. I realize I have so many primers and I usually reach for the same ones over and over and over again, so I can probably get rid of like a lot of these, almost all of them. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna be pretty dang cutthroat with a lot of these. A lot of them are pretty old too, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm actually gonna take out the eye primers so we can do those separately. This one is really old. It's actually really old. It's the Touch and Soul No Problem Primer. This is a really, really good primer. I do highly recommend it. It's pretty inexpensive as well. It's just old and it's like more than half gone. So that's one I know I can go ahead and get rid of. This CoverGirl ones, I think they're good if you're looking for an inexpensive drugstore option, but they're not as good as some of the higher end primers that I have. And I definitely don't see myself reaching for these over Urban Decay or Tatcha and things like that. So because of that, I'm gonna hand them off to somebody that I know can use them before they go bad. These two by Clarins, so I have the Poreless one and then the SOS one. It's a lavender tinted one. I got the lavender one because I heard, I think it was Jessica Braun, talking about a lavender tinted primer and how she liked it. I feel like it doesn't do enough for me to justify keeping it. Sure, it brightens my skin a little bit, but I would much prefer to use a different primer than a primer that does that. Do you know what I mean? So that one we're gonna go ahead and get rid of. As far as the pore filling one, I don't think it's as good as like the Hourglass one at pore filling. I've just found that pore filling specific primers, I don't love the way they feel on my skin. They feel very silicone-y, so kind of like the Benefit Professional. You can see I don't have that in my collection anymore. I gave it to my sister because I feel like my foundation slips right off of it and it doesn't last very well on my skin. So, and this one is very similar to that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. This is actually an under eye setter by Ben Nye. It's a little teeny tiny one I got at like Fame Expo or something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. This teeny tiny Guerlain L'Or, it's in theory, I thought it'd be like perfect to travel with, but honestly, when I travel, I don't pull for travel sized things. I just bring the full size. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. That is a really good primer though. This Becca is so stinking old, you guys. It's probably like 6 years old. And it's the shimmering, oh, this is the Shimmering Skin Perfector. This isn't even the primer. Where's the backlit primer? Did I already get rid of the backlit? No, here's the backlit primer. I don't love the way this looks on my skin. It makes it too shimmery. And I have more dry skin these days, but I still just don't like it. If I want the shimmery, like sparkly look, I will use a highlighter, not a primer. You know what I mean? I also don't use this Shimmering Skin Perfector. It's the liquid highlight. It's not supposed to be in here, but I'm getting rid of that too. Okay, so on the topic of like luminous highlighters, or not highlighters, primers, the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter is kind of the same, but this one is almost more like a serum-y foundation, whereas the Becca Backlit definitely has, that's not it, like a luminosity to it. This is more of like a glow. So this is more like a shimmer, like a highlighter, I feel like, whereas this is more of like a healthy glow. They are very similar. I certainly don't need to keep them both. I don't love the look of both of them, but I think I can try using this for different things. People use this Hollywood filter for so many different things, and I'm just kind of dipping my toes into it, trying to figure out how I can best use it, whether that be for like a serum-y foundation or a highlighter or a primer. So I think I need to figure out how I can better use this, whereas the Becca one, I tried everything and I just don't love it. So I'm going to keep the Charlotte Tilbury one. This Cover FX gripping primer, do you remember when this was all the rage, you guys? And it was like sold out everywhere. It's very similar to the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. I think I prefer the Milk Makeup one, so I'm going to keep the Milk Makeup and get rid of the Cover FX. Gasp, right? This Pure Lease I got in a beauty box a few months ago, and I don't love it. It has like a tint to it, like a pink tint to it, so I have the same thoughts about it as I do with the Clarins Lavender, where I don't like putting like a color correcting all over my face, you know. I would much prefer to use just like a regular primer. So I'm gonna get rid of that. This one is my all-time favorite right now, the Urban Decay All Nighter. It's actually almost gone. So definitely keeping that one. It helps my makeup stay on so well. This is a newer one. It's still in the box, as you can see, by Rare Beauty. I actually haven't even tried it yet. It was sent to me in PR, so definitely want to keep that so I can try it, test it out. Hourglass Veil is such a good primer. It's a mineral primer. I wore it on my wedding day. It really does help your makeup to stay for a very long time. If you have like a humid climate you live in or oily skin, this is a good one. I got married in Punta Cana, which is like a tropical, I mean, it's in the Caribbean, so it was great for that. I definitely wear it on days when I know I'm going to be outside for a while and I don't want my makeup to like slip off. It's also good at pore filling. This Fenty, I don't love it, but I don't feel like I'm ready to get rid of it yet because it is like fairly new in my collection, like within the past year. So I think I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it. This Tatcha is my newest primer. I just got this in the lightest Sephora sale, so I mean it's still sealed, so I'm definitely gonna keep that. The pressed version of it, I mean, you have the pressed and then the liquid. I don't love the pressed version of it, if I'm being honest, but this does probably work the best at filling your pores of all the primers that I have left here. So I'll probably keep, I don't like it because I don't like it getting on my fingers. I feel like it's not sanitary, you know what I mean? And also because of that, I wouldn't really feel comfortable giving it to anybody or selling it, so I'd end up just throwing it away, and I don't want to throw it away. So the e.l.f. primer is supposed to be like a dupe for the Tatcha. I think the Tatcha is better. The e.l.f. one is good, but I don't need them both. I bought this to just compare to the Tatcha. They are very similar. If you're on a budget, the e.l.f. one is great, but I don't need to keep them both. This Farsali is almost gone. In fact, it might actually be gone. I probably should put it in my empties. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. I'll put it in my empties bin. This is just a little mini version of the Hourglass Veil Primer. For the same reason that I'm getting rid of this other mini, I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of both of those. This Ulla Hendrickson Banana Bright. So this is probably my second newest primer, other than the Rare Beauty. So this one I bought, this one I got in a Trend Mood box a little while back. It has vitamin C in it, and vitamin C doesn't love my skin. It just kind of makes it burn. I've been trying this and like trying to like it. It smells really good, but I definitely don't like it more than any of these other ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. This Lawless one I do like. I would like to try it a few more times before I like fully have an opinion on it. It's hydrating, which is really nice on days where I feel like my skin is like dehydrated looking or feeling. So I'm gonna keep that one. And then this Bobbi Brown one, for the same reason I'm keeping the Tatcha, I'm gonna keep the Bobbi Brown. It's in a pot. I would not feel comfortable giving this to anybody or selling it. Plus, I haven't really used a whole bunch of it, so I want to get some more love out of this. Okay, let's look at eye primers here really quickly. I can definitely get rid of this Amazing Cosmetics. I don't like that one. This glitter glue is just so old. It's like hard in the tube, so I need to get rid of that. The NARS Smudge Proof is actually my all-time favorite. I've been using the tinted one for a little while, and it's actually pretty much gone, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in my empties bin with the Farsali. I have the clear one here, which is probably on its last leg too, but I have a backup of it And then I have like a miniature backup of it too. This is pretty much the only eye primer that I use. I can probably just get rid of the rest. I can definitely get rid of these little mini Urban Decays. I can't remember if I like this Smashbox one or not. I mean, it's old. You can tell it's like thick. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it. I can't even remember when I bought it or how long I've had it. So I'm just gonna keep the NARS, which is great. Okay, so recapping, I'm gonna count this as one because this is all the same primer. So I'm keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 primers. And I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll count these as the same. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I'm actually getting rid of more than I'm keeping, which is great. So another thing I just thought of about primers that are in like bottles like this is they have to be stored upright like this, which makes them quite difficult actually to store. So because of that, that's just like confirms another reason why I want to get rid of this one. And now looking at the ones I'm keeping, like they're all in, I mean, they have some tube ones, but okay, well, we'll see how that pans out. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this declutter video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm not sure what it's going to be, probably like blushes, bronzers, cheek products, but we'll see. I haven't decided yet, but thank you so much for watching and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!